All right, good afternoon or good day, everybody. My name is Sharon. I'm your yoga instructor, and I'm looking forward to doing a practice with you today. If you're new to yoga, don't sweat it. Just do your best. Take as many breaks as you need. Make sure you have water nearby so that you can stay hydrated during your practice. And it's all about just connecting our mind, body, and spirit through our breath. So really, it really has a lot to do with mindful breathing and just working within whatever is available to you today. So your place is a safe space. You can modify your practice as needed. Having said that, I like to start everybody out lying down on the floor. If you don't have yoga equipment, don't worry, just lie down in a comfortable spot in your place. And then start to draw your attention to your breathing, your lungs, the space available in your lungs. So if you're coming out of a day that was really hectic for you, I would recommend grounding. So connect your palms to the ground, or if you like the tactile feedback of feeling your body moving while you breathe, then left hand over your heart and right hand over your solar plexus. And that will allow you to feel your body opening up and compressing as you inhale and exhale. So you might need to just move around a little bit to make yourself a little more comfortable. For this part, if you do have bolsters or you want to put something under your knees for a little bit more comfort on your lumbar spine, please do that. Just make yourself as comfortable as possible. If you are feeling lethargic or a little tired and you want to take in energy from around you, then have your palms up and just think about receiving renewing energy, rejuvenating energy, and then draw your attention back to your lungs and the space available in your lungs. So when we're setting up, we can practice our mindful breathing or pranayama with nasal breathing, or if you're used to the more traditional yoga breathing, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth, you can do that. Some people like to inhale and exhale through their nose when they're setting up because they find it does help to calm them down a little bit more effectively. So you can try each one, see what works best for you. As you continue with each breath cycle, really start to realize the room available in your lungs, in each lung, and think of them as balloons, and then think of your torso as an outer balloon. So we want to inflate the smaller balloons first and then just expand outwards in as many directions as we can to then fill out this exterior balloon. And when we're breathing out, we want to take count of how many seconds our exhale is and see if we can add time to that with each breath cycle. So not only are you really connecting with your lungs and how your body opens up when you breathe, pay attention to your back body as well. So when you're lying on your back, this is really a great place to be because you can feel the back body floating away from the mat a little bit when you breathe in, because it activates your erector spinae muscles when you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, notice how the back body floats back down towards the mat. And while we're doing that, we're keeping track of how long we can extend the duration of our exhale. See if we can add time to that. Feeling the mind becoming more quiet and feeling the body becoming calmer as we continue with each breath cycle. And let's remind ourselves to let go of comparison, let go of competition, and let go of judgment as we proceed with our practice. And let's be grateful for what our bodies allow us to do today. Being in the moment as much as possible throughout our practice. So maybe noticing now that you can really get more air into those lungs than you did a minute ago, and that you can take a bit longer exhaling. So continue with that, and let's move into our windshield wipers with our legs. So we're going to bend our knees and place our feet down on the mat. So your feet can be hip distance apart or even as wide as the outer edges of your mat. With the knees facing up to the ceiling, we want to breathe in fully. And then as soon as you start your exhale, lower both knees down to one side slowly. You might need to pause there while you finish your exhale. And when you're ready to inhale, bring the knees up and face the knees up to the ceiling. And then again, when you're ready to exhale, lower both knees down to one side. So if you feel like you want to move faster, then just adjust the tempo of your breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then if it's available, move your head in the opposite direction that the knees are going. So turn and face to the right as the knees go to the left. Turn and face the left as the knees go to the right. Stay connected with your breathing. Deep cleansing breath in through the nose, and then you can switch to exhaling through your mouth at this point if you're ready. Once we get into some more of the bigger stretches or a little bit more dynamic movement, you might like to do the inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Starting to think about fogging the mirror on the exhale, that whole concept of ujjayi breath, strong breath. One more each side. And then bring both knees up to face the ceiling. And we're going to tabletop the legs right away. So 90 degrees in the hips, 90 degrees in the knees. And we're going to extend our arms up to the ceiling with the palms facing each other and the hands stacked more or less over our shoulders. Draw the navel in and press the low back down into the mat. So you feel your abs activating already. So next, what I'm going to get you to do is flex at the wrist joint. So put your palms up to the ceiling. You can adjust your arms so that this feels better. The angle feels better on your hands, your wrists. And then try and visualize, pretend that something really heavy is being lowered onto your shins and into your hands. And as more of the weight transfers onto your hands and into your legs, you need to brace really hard. So you're supporting something really big and heavy on your legs and in your hands. Feel the sensation in your abs that you would get when you were coughing or laughing really hard, trying to keep those abs in that engaged state. And then imagine that you're also having to hold your bladder while you're holding this something really heavy up here. So one more breath cycle in while you hold this tension in your abs and brace. And then it starts to be lifted away from your hands and your legs. And then you can just take a break. So bring your legs into your body. Draw those thighs in. Tilt your chin downward so that you can see your legs, and then feel your spine is rounded a little bit, and just gently rock from side to side. Breathing in and out. Good. So we're going to come from feet down on the mat and arms down to the side body, about 45 degrees away from the side body. So as we inhale, we're going to set both legs into tabletop. And then as you exhale, flexing the feet, you're going to press the bottoms of the feet up to the ceiling or extend your legs. And then you're going to inhale back into tabletop. And then hold tension in your abs as you exhale, lower those feet back down to the mat without letting too much of your back leave the mat. So again, inhale into tabletop. Exhale, extend the legs with the feet flexed so the bottoms of the feet go up to the ceiling. Inhale back to tabletop, and exhale, lower those feet down to the mat. So you can feel your abs working here. Inhale into tabletop. Exhale, extend the legs, press the bottoms of the feet up to the ceiling. Inhale, tabletop the legs. And exhale, lower the feet back down to the floor. Excellent. Let's do a couple more. Inhale into tabletop. Flex your feet. Exhale, extend your legs. Place the bottoms of your feet up towards the ceiling. Inhale back into tabletop position. And then exhale, slowly lower those feet down. Good. One more time. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, extend the legs. Inhale, tabletop. And exhale, release the feet back down to the mat. Good. Walk those feet out a little wider. We're going back into windshield wipers. Nice deep breath in as the knees face up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, both knees down towards the right. Inhale, knees up, and exhale, knees over to the left. Inhale, knees up, exhale. Good. And then remember to mobilize your neck if that movement is available. Turn and look in the opposite direction that the knees are going. As you move the knees, pay attention to this opening feeling in the joints, the hip joints themselves. And we're getting some length into the muscle fibers in the thighs as we move from one side to the other. We're rolling across the bottoms of the feet. So feel the bottoms of your feet as you go to the outer and inner edges of your feet. And then you're moving through the neck if you're turning and looking in the opposite direction. We're mobilizing the C-spine, the cervical spine. And we have lumbar spine twist or L spine twist going on as well. So there's quite a bit going on in the windshield wiper. It's a great move for mobility. We have the backs of the shoulders down to the mat. Grounding, breathing. One more each side. And then you're going to bring those knees to face up towards the ceiling and prepare for your hip bridge. So you're going to walk your heels in fairly close to your glutes. Your feet are about hip distance apart. And you're going to drive down into the floor through your feet and your hands as your hips come up on the exhale. So nice deep breath in through the nose. Open up through the body as much as you can with that breath in. And then as you exhale, send the top of the hips up towards the ceiling. Drive down into the floor through your hands and feet. So again, tight feeling in the abs, also pelvic floor engaged like you're holding your bladder, and squeeze your glutes in and up. When you're ready to inhale, float the back and the hips down towards the mat. Nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, drive hips up. Press down firmly into the floor through your hands and your feet. Tuck your chin in so that you can see your legs in front of you. Inhale, float the back and the hips down. Fill the body up with your breath. And as you exhale, engage the core from the front and the back. Nice controlled lift. And then you feel your abs engaged, your glutes engaged. When you're ready to inhale, slowly lower. Anytime you need a break, just hug your legs in, rock it out, straighten your legs out. If you're good with another bridge or two, go into it. Always coming up on the exhale. You can see your front body and the tops of your legs in your vision. Slowly, gently release. And then release those legs all the way down and out. Stretch them out. And then put your arms up overhead. And as you inhale, reach up and out through the tips of your fingers. Reach down and out through the tips of your toes. Really lengthen and stretch as you inhale. And then when you exhale, just let everything relax and soften in place. So the elbows might bend. The backs of the hands just melt down into the floor. The fingers curl into their relaxed state. The hips relax and the feet and the legs just roll out. And when you're ready to inhale, stretch, lengthen. Feel the stretch through the whole body. So you reach up and out through those fingertips and point your toes and reach down and out through the tips of your toes. And then just relax everything in place. So if the overhead reach is a little bit too strenuous on your shoulders, you can adjust where your arms extend to. So sometimes it feels better to reach out into more of a Y shape with your arms, or maybe not reach out up overhead as much, just come into a position that is okay for your shoulders. So nice deep breath in. If you can make yourself really long and thin and in a straight line, then great. If you need to open up those arms a bit, just go ahead. You can still lengthen up and out through the tips of the fingers in a Y position, and then just relax everything in place. And then for the next few, we're actually going to windmill the arms down. So you inhale, stretch, and then when you exhale, just windmill both arms down and place your palms down on the floor or the mat beside your legs. And then when you're ready to inhale, float those arms back up. Inhale, reach, stretch, and bring those arms down to the side body. Let's do one more like that. Nice deep breath in. And good. So let's just place our left hand over our heart and our right hand over our solar plexus. Put one hand width down from the left hand. Rest your elbows down on the floor beside you. And just draw your focus back to your breathing. So deep cleansing breath in through the nose. Feel the body open up with that inhale. Feel the chest and the belly rising up towards the ceiling as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, fog the mirror with your exhale. Compress, press all the air out. Feel the back body floating back down towards the mat. And then again, nice deep breath in. Feel how that front body opens up with the breath in. Think about the side body and the back body also opening up. The back is floating up away from the mat a little bit. Then as you exhale, let everything just relax down. Good. Next, you're going to have your feet about hip distance apart. Inhale deeply, and then as you exhale, bring your right thigh in towards your ribs. So you can gently hold from underneath your knee on the back part of your hamstring, or you can hold from over top the shin. Inhale that leg back down, and then exhale the other leg in towards your ribs. Get a nice snug hug in. As you exhale, you can compress that thigh into your ribs even more. Inhale, release that down. And exhale, bring the other leg in. This time, if you can peel your head and shoulders up, and look at your knee as you exhale. Inhale, release upper body and leg down. Fill those lungs up, and then when you're ready to exhale, other leg comes in, roll the head and shoulders up, look at that knee. As you exhale, see if you can drive that thigh in closer towards your ribs. And then release. This time we're going to do both legs together. Nice deep breath in. And come into compression pose. Both legs down, deep breath in. You can place your arms up overhead too if that's available, and then curl into a ball on the exhale. So go big, big stretch, extension through the whole body if you can on the inhale. And then exhale, bring it in and stay here, and then just gently rock from side to side. So if you start to feel a little too much tension in the back of the neck or somewhere else from holding your head and shoulders up, just simply let your head and shoulders down, and you can still enjoy the side to side rock. You don't have to stress out about holding your head and shoulders up if that's not comfortable today. Couple more rocks side to side. And then we're going to open up through the hips. So we're going to come into lying cobbler. You put the bottoms of your feet together, and then just let gravity and the weight of your legs allow for your knees to melt down towards the floor. If your hips are really tight today,
you have some cushions or blocks nearby, just go ahead and put them underneath the outside edge of your legs so that you have support there. So I do have a block here nearby. I can show you on this one leg. You can stack the block like that and just have it under your leg so that it's supporting your leg. If you have a bit more room, just flip it down so that you have something to rest your leg on. So if you have 2 blocks, one on each side, or if you have some throw cushions available from your couch or something, just go ahead and put them on the outsides of your legs and just allow your legs to relax onto those so that they have some support. And then it will take some pressure off your hips. They don't have to work so hard. You can just have something to rest your legs on. And then as you draw your attention back to your breath, use your inhale. Think about directing your breath into any areas where you detect tension or tightness. And think about creating space with your breath in. And then when you breathe out, think about releasing the tight spots, releasing the tension in those tight spots through your breath out. And then some of you might eventually be able to remove this block because there's more room available in the hips now that you've softened them up and created space with your breath. Knees can melt down a little closer. If it feels good to have the support under your legs, by all means, keep it there. A couple more breaths in and out. Really pay attention to the fullness of your inhale and the completeness of your exhale. And then if your hips are feeling really tight today, then go back into your windshield wipers or your side to side knee drops just to move through the hips again. So you can bring those knees together and then let both knees down to one side, let both knees down to the other side. So you can move into this like a really close-legged windshield wiper, or you can tabletop your legs where you go side to side knee drops and you're using your core a bit more. So inhale as the knees come up into center through tabletop, and then release both down to one side. So it's a different version of the windshield wiper. The side to side knee drop activates the core a little bit more. You can still activate the core with the feet down on the mat because you're still needing to use your core strength to bring both knees back up towards the ceiling and then support the legs as they go down to one side without touching the floor. Inhale and exhale. One more each side. Inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale. Good. Rock yourself up to seated. Grab a drink. Then we're going to come into our cow-cat. So hands and knees position, quadruped position on the mat. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Nice flat back. Imagine that you're creating a tabletop with your back and you're going to rest a tray on your back. So this is your neutral position for your spine. From here, as we inhale, we're going to sink the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chin, fix your gaze forward or just past the top of your mat as you come into spinal extension. And then as you exhale, pull the belly in, pull the back of the spine up towards the ceiling, tuck the chin into the chest, tuck the tailbone under, round your spine, create space between the vertebrae and between your shoulder blades. Then just continue moving through extension and flexion. So as you breathe in, see if you can pick your gaze up a little bit more each time. Make sure you de-shrug your shoulders, lift your tailbone, feel the belly sinking down towards the mat. And as you exhale, go the other way. Draw the back of the spine up towards the ceiling, chin into chest, tailbone tucks under. You can make a tent with your fingertips, maybe even walk your fingertips back towards your knees. Really feel the space coming into your back body, and then come back into your cow spinal extension. If you're looking up, if you have room to look up a little bit more towards the ceiling, say keep your jaw parted and feel the stretch coming into the front of your neck and the underside of the low jaw. And then go into your flexion. And then come to neutral. We're gonna just sit those hips back and down into our child's pose. So again, this is another place where blocks can sometimes be handy. You can use them to rest your forehead, or you can sit on them, so support your hips in child's pose if you're tight in the hips and knees. So that's how you can use your blocks for child's pose, or your cushions, whatever you've got nearby there. Just help yourself sink down and feel a little more comfortable in child's pose. The other thing you can do in child's pose, if your shoulders and lats are really tight and you're not enjoying the overhead reach in child's pose, just soften your arms, let your forearms and elbows rest down on the floor, or bring the arms right in close to embryo pose. Let the backs of the hands just relax by your feet. And then just draw your attention back to your breathing. So nice deep cleansing breath in through the nose. Feel your ribs open up into your thighs. And then as you exhale, feel that upper body melt down into your legs. Feel your hips melting down between your heels or on top of your heels. And then again, nice deep breath in. Then as you exhale, come back to hands and knees position. So from here, we're gonna work a version of bird dog that's a bigger extension and flexion than we usually do. I'm gonna get you to just work one side. So we're gonna extend the left arm and the right leg up a little bit higher than we normally do. Get a good extension through the spine. And then when you breathe out, you're gonna round the spine and tuck your elbow in towards your knee and look at your knee. Look at where you're touching your elbow to your knee. So inhale up into extension, same side, and then exhale into flexion. Inhale into extension, exhale into flexion. Do a couple more. Inhale into extension and exhale into flexion. Round your spine, tuck the elbow into the knee. One more. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, look at the knee touching the elbow. Hand and knee down. Take a break in child's pose here. Connect with your breath for 3 full cycles of breathing. So deep cleansing breath in through your nose. Feel your upper body open up into your legs. Exhale through your mouth. Another deep breath in. And fog the mirror with your breath out. One more nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, come back to hands and knees position. So this time we're extending the right arm and the left leg. As you inhale, reach up and out. And then as you exhale, tuck the elbow into the knee. Reach up and out. Keep the front of your left hip facing down towards the mat. And then as you exhale, come into flexion, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach up and out, look at those fingertips, and then exhale, tuck under, look at your elbow and your knee. Inhale, look past your fingertips, and exhale, flex, and then come back to hands and knees. This time we're going to shift our weight from side to side. So send your right hip to the right wall, send your left hip to the left wall. Breathe. Grab a drink of water anytime you need. Take a break anytime you need. If you need to stand up and move around, if you want to just sit back in child's pose, whatever you need to do, go ahead and do it. Good. So we're going to walk our hands out so that our wrists and our hands are in front of our shoulders. And then I'm going to get you to tuck your toes and come into a high plank. Exhale and inhale your knees down. So this is your next one. You're going to inhale with your knees down, and then you're going to exhale into your plank. Okay, inhale and brace through the core. tighten the quads, pull your kneecaps up. Inhale, knees down, and exhale, knees up. Inhale, knees down, and exhale, knees up. And release the knees, release the tops of the feet. Shift your hips back into child's pose. Give those wrists a break by coming into embryo pose. So you bring your arms in close to your side body and let the backs of your hands rest down beside your feet. And draw your attention back to your breathing. Deep cleansing breath in through the nose and out through your mouth. Nice deep breath in and out. Good. Come up into a kneeling position, either a low kneel or a high kneel. If you're getting warm, then you can start to take some layers off. It's important that your body is warm when you're doing your yoga practice. And then at the end, we'll probably put those layers back on for Shavasana. So from here, our knees are more or less lined up under our hips. Okay, and we're going to be nice and tall. And then from here, if directly in front of us is 12 o'clock, we're going to step our right foot out to about 1 o'clock and come into that kneeling position. And you want to have your ankle, your right ankle underneath your right knee. And then if you look behind your left knee, you want to have your left foot directly behind your left knee. And I want you to tuck your left toes under, a little bit of like a kickstand or support behind you. If for some reason tucking the toes doesn't feel good, then just leave the foot flat, it'll be okay. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, just rest your hands on top of your right upper leg. And then when you exhale, shift your weight forward into this kneeling hip flexor stretch. So you want to think about dropping your left hip flexor down towards the floor. You should feel some stretch here. Keep the upper body nice and tall, and hopefully you're feeling that stretch. When you're ready to inhale, bring it back to your kneeling position. Exhale into your kneeling hip flexor stretch. Inhale back. I'm just going to change my angle so you can, I'll go this way. So continue. Nice deep breath in, and then exhale, shift. So that's a big stretch right here in the front part of your leg and lower abdomen. Inhale back and exhale forward. So the other thing that's happening in the front is ideally you want your right foot to be flat and that right knee can go past your right toes. Inhale back. So we're challenging the mobility in the right ankle as well. Exhale forward. So I want you to keep your right foot flat. Inhale back. Good. And then come back to your kneeling position. And then you can flatten the tops of your feet and sit for a bit. Draw your attention back to your breathing. So if a low kneel is a little too hard on your knees, what you could do if you have your block handy, sometimes it's nice to sit, use this as a bench. You can sit on your block. That takes a bit of pressure off your knees, or if you've got a pillow or something to sit on, you can sit. So the block is nice because you can adjust it to different heights, right? It can go tall, a little less tall, or flat, and you can sit on that and just take a bit of the pressure out from the flexion in the knees. Those of you that are okay in the low kneel, just hang out there. Draw your attention back to this concept of inflating a couple of balloons inside and then blowing up the exterior balloon, or say you're in a barrel and I'm asking you to inhale so fully that the outside of your body will touch the outside edges of the barrel. Then when you inhale, bring everything in nice and close. One more breath in. Then as you exhale, come back up into your kneel. This time we're stepping the left foot out to about 11 o'clock. The left ankle under the right knee and your right foot behind your right knee. Tuck the toes if you can. Nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, shift your weight forward into that kneeling hip flexor stretch. Inhale back. Just gonna change my angle here. And so nice stretch here, and getting a stretch in the Achilles in there. Inhale back and exhale forward. Inhale, reset, and exhale. Good, come back to high kneel. And then this time we're gonna just do a modified back bend or camel. We call it tops of the feet down. So we'll do from high kneel first, because this will be easier for those of you that are not comfortable with a big flexion into the knee. So make a couple of fists, put the flat part of your fists, line them up into your SI joint. So if you feel back there, your sacroiliac joints or your SI joints are where you have those indents in the low back. So flat part of your fists in there, and then think about opening your chest and bringing your elbows in towards each other, and then sending your front body way out in front of you, picking your gaze up a little bit, coming into extension. And they call this the modified back bend, because from here, eventually, you can come into more of the true camel, which is both hands connected to the soles of your feet, and you open your heart up to the ceiling. So this is a pretty big stretch, but this is the camel here. And then you would windmill out of it. So this is your modified camel here. Right, good. Come back to nice upright, tall spine. Then we're gonna do a kneeling side stretch. So we set it up the same way as a kneeling hip flexor stretch. You're gonna step out in front to about 1 o'clock. And then just move that right foot out to 3 o'clock. There you go. So on the exhale, we're going into the right wall. So inhale and then exhale. So now we're stretching inner thigh. Inhale back and exhale, stretch. Nice deep breath in. And think about fogging the mirror with your exhale. One more, nice deep breath in. And you want your right knee to be lining up over your right toes, ideally. Good, and bring it back. So if you're okay with bringing the knee in from here, go right ahead. If you want to come in the way we started, step back in front and then bring it back in. And we're going on the other side. If you're good with just stepping out to the side right away to 9 o'clock, step out to 9 o'clock. Again, we want to have our ankle under our knee, and then when we shift weight, we're going to have that left knee lining up over our toes, and our right thigh is facing forward. So nice deep breath in, and then shift. Keep the foot flat. Again, stretching through, moving through the ankle. Inhale, shift back, and looks great. Inhale, and let's do one more. And breathe out. Good. Bring it back. Step back into your kneel. Sit, if you want to sit on a cushion or change how you're seated, you can change into cross-legged position or sit into a chair or something. We're going to just move through the wrists a little bit because we're going to do some more plank stuff. So let's just roll out the wrists. A little shake through the hands. So remember the one where we had our hands under our shoulders and then walk the hands out so that they're in front of the shoulders. Tuck your toes, spread your fingers out, inhale deeply, and then exhale into your plank. Inhale, knees down. Fill the body up with the breath, and then strong contraction through the glutes, abs, pelvic floor, shoulders stable. Inhale, knees down. And exhale, knees up into plank. Great. Let's do one more. Everybody looks on point. And up. Now from here, I want you to walk your hands back towards your feet, or you can crawl back. You can put your knees down and crawl back, and then roll yourself up slowly to a standing position. Then grab a drink. Chin into chest. As you come up, shrug your shoulders up, back, and down. So we're going to work the world's greatest stretch after you take 2-3 sips of water. Stay hydrated. So world's greatest stretch is going to involve some rotation, a little bit of planks and wrist strength. You know, you've done it before. So let's just start with the breaths in and out. So nice deep breath in. And arms down for the out. Just work that right now. Take a deep breath in and out. So option to look up is just that. If you're not comfortable looking up or adding a little back bend, you don't have to. You can keep your gaze forward. Just breathe in and breathe out. One more. Breathe in and breathe out. And pause here in Tadasana or mountain. So feet are hip distance apart. You can be a little wider because when we come out into our plank, if your feet are wider apart, it'll be more stable when you come into plank. So nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, come down, hands down to the mat. Walk out into your plank. Okay, if plank isn't available, you can hang out in hands and knees. And then on the deep breath in, set your core, and then as you exhale, you're going to move your right foot forward to the outside of the right hand, whether you're in plank or hands and knees. Inhale the right arm up, look up to that top hand. Here's your T-spine twist. Exhale, windmill it back down so the hand is underneath your shoulder. So here you take a nice deep breath in again, push away from the mat, set your core, and then when you exhale, you're going to just float that right leg back into your plank position. Breathe in, set your plank again, and then as you breathe out, you're going to move your left foot on the outside of your left hand. Inhale your left hand up, look up, and then exhale, windmill that arm down, hand down under your shoulder. Nice deep breath in. Start to push away from the mat, set yourself in a nice firm plank, and then when you exhale, just float that left leg back into plank, and then walk your hands back, roll yourself up, one vertebrae at a time, chin into chest, head is the last thing to come up, shoulders go up, back, and down. Good. So pause here. For anybody that is forgot about the modification, what I was talking about is once you're down here, if this isn't comfortable, you can be here and you can work your world's greatest stretch from kneel, right? So, and the other thing you can do is you can assist this leg forward, physically pick it up and help move it forward. Same thing going back if you need to help it back. And then when you come back, you just crawl and roll up. So you don't have to come into plank if that's not available today. So let's go again. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, reverse swan dive down, touch down, walk out, hands and knees, or keep going into your plank. Spread your fingers out under your shoulders. Nice deep breath in. This time, you're going to step your left foot forward on the outside of your left hand. Inhale, windmill the left arm up, look up to the top hand. Exhale, windmill it down. Hand down under your shoulder. Deep breath in. Firm up your plank. push away from the mat, and then float that left leg back into plank position or back to hands and knees position. And then on the exhale, you're going to step the right foot forward on the outside of the right hand. Inhale, windmill the right arm up, look up to that top hand. Exhale, windmill it down. Inhale, start to set yourself into nice firm plank. And then when you exhale, you can just shift that leg back into your plank. Breathe in first. And then on your exhale, you can move. You can bend your knees first before you come back from your plank. Roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time, chin into chest. It will be the last thing to come up. Shoulders go up, back, and down. Good. So next, we're going to practice our single leg balance. So if you have a thick mat that's a little unstable, you might want to step off onto a flat surface for your single leg balance. And we're just going to try and stand on one leg for about 10 seconds. So I'll count to myself 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. You can do it too, but I'm going to just count that way, approximately 10 seconds. Let's all make our left leg our supporting leg, and then you can have your arms and hands out wherever you need them to hold your balance. Ready, set, and then single leg balance for about 10 seconds. I'm counting. Breathe. So stay connected with your breath. And slowly, gently release that foot back down to hip distance apart. Float the arms back down. Let's inhale those arms straight up overhead if you can. Exhale them down. If you need to come out into Y position for shoulders, go right ahead. Nice deep breath in. And exhale, float those arms down. So what I'm saying is if you need to alleviate some pinchy feeling in your shoulders, come out a little wider. This should help alleviate that pinchy feeling in your shoulders, and then exhale down. Otherwise, if you're good, stack it right up, reach right up, and exhale. One more. And good. Right foot is going to be supporting foot. If you want to just kind of roll forward and back on it, make sure that your weight is evenly distributed on that foot. Put the load into the right side, and then when you're ready, come up into your balance. You don't have to have your arms out. However, you can hold your balance. Approximately 10 seconds. Abs need to be working to help you stabilize the upper body. And slowly, gently release it down. Good. So this time you're going to come up onto your toes, get into your calf muscles, and exhale the heels down. Inhale the heels up, exhale the heels down. So if you want to incorporate arm movements with that, inhale up, exhale down, whatever arms you like. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, a couple more. Inhale up, exhale down, one more, and down. Good. All right. So next, coming into our spinal roll down. Have a few minutes left here. Time flies by when you're having fun. All right. Nice deep breath in, and then spinal roll down. Start by tucking the chin into the chest as you exhale. Your feet are hip distance apart. As you continue to exhale, release the upper body down, 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 one vertebrae at a time. The top of the head starts to hang down towards the floor. The arms start to hang heavy from the shoulder joints, and then just hang out in a ragdoll pose. Breathe into your back body. So think about opening up the tight spots in your back with your breath in. And as you exhale, think about releasing down more towards the floor. If you like, you can cradle your elbows with your hands and then just hang out. Nice deep breath in and out. Deep cleansing breath in and out. Release your arms down. This time, nice deep breath in, and then when you start to breathe out, draw the belly button in and you strengthen your abs. Use your ab strength to help pull yourself back up, one vertebrae at a time. Really articulate through each vertebrae. Tuck your chin into your chest. And then let your head be the last thing to come up. When you get closer to the top, don't forget your shoulder blades. Let your shoulder blades move up, in towards each other, and then slide down. So elevation, retraction, and depression. So we're gonna go again, nice deep breath in, the standing spinal roll down, open up the body with the breath. As you exhale, tuck the chin down into the chest. So we're coming down through each C vertebrae and then each T vertebrae. Release slowly. And then coming into your L vertebrae. And just hanging out like a ragdoll. Nice deep breath in and out. This time I want you to pretend that you are a towel draped over a laundry line and there's a little breeze. We're just going to sway gently from side to side. Good, bring it to still. Again, deep breath into your back. Open up those tight spots with your breath in. And when you're ready to exhale, draw the belly button in, feel your abs get a little bit tense, and then use that strength in your abs to help roll yourself back up. One vertebrae at a time, chin into chest, and head will be the last thing to come up. Shoulder blades will elevate, retract, and depress. Good. Inhale both arms up. Exhale both arms down. Inhale them up. Exhale them down. One more. Inhale them up. And exhale them down. Just pause in Tadasana. Next, we're going to work a couple of chairs with feet in hip distance apart. So you can inhale your arms right overhead, or depending on your shoulders, maybe your inhale will come up to here. It's up to you. Nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, sit into your imaginary chair. Inhale back up. And exhale the arms down. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I'd like you to stay down here this time for another full breath cycle here. Inhale. Exhale. Now inhale up. And exhale. Good. Let's do that one again. Nice deep breath in. Exhale. Sit into your chair. Hold it here. Keep a nice, long, tall spine. Reach up and out to the top of your head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Come up. And breathe out. Good. Roll the shoulders back and down. Roll. Breathe. And then roll your shoulders forward. Good. We're going to interlace our fingers behind our back, or if you have a towel, or you have, you can use a
piece of clothing or something, you can pull apart your towel behind your back, but we want the shoulders to come back and down. So use this strap or use a towel or some dish towel or whatever, if this is too tight for you. So sometimes interlacing the hands together is a little bit too close, but I want you to roll shoulders back and down, and then think about lifting your chin, looking up to the ceiling, and presenting your heart up towards the ceiling. Bring your shoulder blades in towards each other, and then see if you can direct your breath into any tight spots that you're feeling in the front body. See if you can open them up with your inhale. And then on the exhale, release all the way. Release your arms. Swing them around. And just twist a little bit. We did do some twisting today. So we had our L spine twist at the beginning with windshield wipers. We had our C spine twist in our windshield wipers. We had our T spine twist in our world's greatest stretch. So we did do some twisting today. Good. Roll your wrists, roll your wrists. Roll, 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 roll them the other way. Good. Coming into just a quick single leg balance again. We're going to roll our ankles, draw circles with your toes, draw circles the other way. Good. And then move from the knee joint. See if you can circle from the knee joint and circle the other way. Good. That foot down, and then come into the other side. Circle through the ankle, draw some circles with your toes. Breathing in, breathing out, and then go the other way. Good. Might get some snap, crackle, pops out from the bones in your feet, and then stabilize that knee a little bit. Move from the knee one way, then the other way. Good. All right. Now let's come down to the floor for Shavasana. So Shavasana, generally in corpse pose, if you know you cool down quickly, then layers back on, lying down on your back, connecting with your breath again, which should just come easily and comfortably now. So feet down to the bottom corners of your mat, or a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Palms up or palms down, and then close your eyes and breathe comfortably, breathe rhythmically. Imagine that you're in a scanning machine. Think about realizing or recognizing any remaining spots that might be holding on to some tension or tightness, and use your breath to release that. Let it go. Let it be. Scanning your body from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top, side to side, front to back, back to front, inside to outside, outside to inside. Want all the muscles to become soft and relaxed. All the joints becoming soft and relaxed. All the tendons becoming soft and relaxed. And all the ligaments becoming soft and relaxed. Feels like you could just float away. So let's bring our awareness back to our space. Start by wiggling our toes and our fingers. Bend your elbows, then move the wrists, move through the ankles. Rest your hands on your body, let your head move from one side to the other. Go ahead and bend your knees, place your feet on the mat. And then let your knees down to one side, let the upper body follow, and help yourself up into seated position. Pulling your spine up nice and tall one more time. There you go. As we breathe in, let's float those arms and hands up towards the ceiling, palms together at the top. As you exhale, bring those hands down to your heart center. Connect your hands to your heart. And namaste.